Welcome to twoquestions.tv. Today I'm talking about self-care. Welcome to twoquestions.tv. I'm Susan Baroncini-Moe. Today I thought I'd record a little something for you about self-care. What does self-care mean? Okay, well, self-care is taking care of yourself, of course. Now, when I talk about self-care, I'm talking about a very individualized approach to whatever it is that works for you to have some downtime and to make sure that you're not putting yourself last when it comes to taking care of yourself. For some people, it's very difficult to step away. We executives, entrepreneurs, and small business owners tend not to take great care of ourselves. We put the business first, we put our partners first, we put everybody before us, and it's hard for us to take time off and step away, isn't it? It's especially difficult if you work from home. Many years ago, before I got married, it was just me. I was single. I would work from the moment I woke up in the morning till well after midnight at night. I had some in-between times when I would go to the gym, but in generally, and when I hang out with friends and things, but generally, I would work at all hours, and I worked very hard. It was growing a business, and that's typical. But when my husband came to the United States and we got married, he said, please, would you spend some time with me? And of course I wanted to spend time with him. And finding that balance was a challenge, right? Because I was so used to working whenever and all the time. It's very difficult also if you're a woman. We tend to manage a lot at home and at work. We are managing a lot of the emotional labor at home, and we're, emotional labor is things like scheduling doctor's appointments, buying presents, managing the social schedule, making sure people have what they need to function and to keep the household and lifestyle running. It's a lot to do. Now, to be fair, I'm not saying men don't have a lot to do as well. And in fact, I actually think we don't speak enough about the pressure that we put on men. I don't think we talk enough about that, but ultimately we're all doing too much. We're all racing around doing too much, not really taking care of ourselves. And so what happens is if you don't take care of yourself, you get burnout, you get mental exhaustion, you get depression, anxiety, overwhelm, and ultimately, you really don't enjoy your life. So what are you working so hard for? Why are you working so hard if you're not going to be able to enjoy your life? So how can you take care of yourself? How can you get started? You don't have to do big things. It doesn't have to be major overhauls of your entire life. You can start with small things. The goal is to take a little bit of time to step back and to do the things to take care of yourself, to make sure you're in optimum health and you're in optimum mental health. Because remember, it's not just that we're working on mental health here. You also have to remember some of these things that happen when you get in burnout and depression, anxiety, overwhelm, mental exhaustion, and fatigue. Those can affect your physical health too. So ultimately, you can get really sick. We want to avoid that, right? And as entrepreneurs and executives, you are your own best resource. And we take care of so many things, we forget to take care of ourselves. So what you want to do is you want to look for simple things that can have a maximum impact. Now, my very favorite one, sorry, you may not like it, my very favorite one is exercise. Exercise is a really big one because it's like a 3-in-1 boost, okay? Exercise is great for your health. It helps you cope with stress, and it helps you to have a little downtime away from work at the same time. Some research also suggests that you'll have some improved mental capacity as well. And it's also been known that for a long time that exercise is great for depression, anxiety, ADHD, and it can give you more energy. So that's like what? That's like a 6-in-1 boost. That's pretty good. That's a pretty simple thing for maximum impact, right? So huge return on investment on that one. You'll also want to look at your diet, cut out sweets, junk food, processed foods, as much as you can. Eat more green stuff. Cut back on alcohol and caffeine, and you'll find, especially with caffeine, you don't need it as much. Once you've been off caffeine for a couple of weeks, I'm not going to lie, the first couple of weeks are a little rough, but once you've been off of it for a couple of weeks, you don't really miss it. It's not that bad. Another thing is whenever you can find a good 5 minutes or 10 minutes, just try doing nothing. Don't reach for your phone. Don't answer email. Don't do anything. Just take 5 or 10 minutes and just sit, relax, rest. You don't have to meditate. You can meditate. Meditation's great. And I usually recommend that you start with just a couple of minutes of meditation. You can find lots and lots of wonderful apps that will give you guided meditation, or that will help you with a timer so that you aren't sitting there going, how long has it been? And you don't have to sit there with om. That's not necessary for meditation. With meditation, you can really do it in the way that suits you best. So I have some clients who do have a very structured practice, and they actually sit, in om a lot. But I have some clients who sort of fit meditation in whatever way makes sense for them. So sometimes it's meditation for them is going for a hike in the mountains, going for a hike in the woods. Getting out in nature is really, really good for you. Hard to do in the winter, great in the spring and summer and fall. But some people do like to hike in the winter. I don't know, but that's a form of meditation that's also exercise. So that's an even bigger impact, a bigger ROI. But the thing about meditation is, you can meditate while you're in the shower. You can meditate while you're, taking a walk. Meditation doesn't have to be this structured form that we've always thought you have to close your eyes and think of nothing. No, meditation is actually more about just giving your brain a break and not staying with any thoughts. So sometimes people think when you meditate, you have to be completely quiet, your brain has to be quiet. And a lot of people are dissuaded from meditation because they think, oh, I was thinking when I was meditating. Nobody expects you to turn your brain off. What you have to do is let thoughts pass through and not really settle on one. So there are a couple of great meditations that I've used that I really liked. I'm going to put them in the links or in the show notes for today because there is a quietness to them, and periodically there's a guided voice that will come in and go, hey, just in case you started thinking, they're not actually saying that, but they're basically saying, if you've been sitting and your thoughts have wandered and you notice that you're thinking about something, come back and let those thoughts pass away. And I find that very helpful. As a person with ADHD, my brain does tend to wander a bit. So meditation is always challenging for me, which is why I think it's good to start with a short meditation. But if you want to just take 5 minutes out of your day and just sit quietly and just be, that's a great little, not meditation exactly, but just a mindfulness moment where you're just like, I need a few minutes out. Another thing I really like is every morning before you get out of bed, just take a moment and make in your head a list of 3 things that you're grateful for. It's not a big deal. That's a simple thing anyone can do. And when you focus on the things you're grateful for, you tend to focus on positive things, right? And that puts you in a positive frame of mind for your day. Another thing is every single day, I like to look for something that can make me laugh really deeply in my gut, belly laugh, right? Those laughs where, you can't breathe. I think those laughing moments are perfect. Those to me are perfection. That's a moment when I am so happy to be alive. And so I think finding a moment each day, any day when you can find a belly laugh is a good day. So look for those. I am going to link in the show notes also to an article that I wrote on Baroncini-Moe Executive Coaching about the concept of Hygge. There are 3 books that I linked to in that article that I really like. How to Hygge. Hygge it's a Danish concept, and it's really about creating a really pleasant lifestyle. This one is the book of Hygge, and this one is my favorite. Oh, I almost dropped it there. The Little Book of Hygge. And this is Danish Secrets to Happy Living. And this is a great book. There's actually an organization called the Happiness Research Institute in Copenhagen. And Mike Viking is the CEO of that organization. They've done tons and tons of research about what makes people happy. And so this book has some great tips in it. A lot of people have taken the concept of Hygge and turned it into a lifestyle, sort of a home decor idea where you have, you know, natural elements in your environment and candles and furry things and coziness. And it is a big part of it. But a bigger part of Hygge is surrounding yourself with people and having quality time with people that you enjoy spending time with, friends and family, and just having good quality, quiet time. It's actually a great concept for introverts, which you might know I'm an extroverted introvert. I also, of course, as an executive coach, recommend coaching as a way towards self-care. I think that coaching is a great way to build your library of resources to help you find ways that are effective for you individually. It's an individualized thing, self-care. So for me, part of my self-care is making sure doctor's appointments get scheduled, because I tend to let things go and I forget, and you know, it's like, oh, I'm too busy. So doctor's appointments are big. Making sure I go to a spa periodically is really important to me. That helps me to relax, and so those are things I like to do. I also like to just take a few minutes out and, you know, if I'm feeling particularly stressed, and just spend some quality time with my puppy Gus. And he is especially adept at helping me to take a break. In fact, sometimes Gus will come in the office and let me know it's time for me to take a break. So I think self-care, again, it's something that's very individual to you. So it's important for you to find the thing that works best. But think about some of these ideas. Like I said, exercise, I think, is probably the highest ROI that you can get in self-care. And you don't have to exercise in these long, extended workouts. You can get a great benefit from short bursts of activity as well. There's quite a bit of research out there that kind of talks about what the benefits are of exercise and different kinds of exercise. But like I've said before on this show, you don't have to find something that you don't enjoy. If you don't like yoga, don't do yoga. If you don't like running, don't run. Find the things you enjoy and that are fun for you and that are meaningful for you. So for me, I don't love going to the gym and lifting weights. Weights are so heavy, and I just don't love lifting them at all. But I really enjoy doing, core strengthening, and there's some various workouts that I really like. And it helps me to be in an environment where I'm encouraged and encouraged to push myself a little further than normal. So lots of great options out there, lots of workouts on YouTube. Highly recommend that you look at exercise as your first line, even if you only have a few minutes each day. Like I've said before in this show, I have taken time when I've been super busy, and I'll just exercise for a few minutes in my jammies, in my bedroom, in front of a TV, watching a YouTube video. So there are so many choices, lots of things out there for you to try. So self-care, very important, great for you as an executive, an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, very important for you to take care of yourself and make sure that you're doing what you need to do to make sure you don't get into overwhelm, burnout, exhaustion, depression, anxiety, and just in general mental fatigue, and ultimately illness. So take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.